Hello, my name is Billie Bond and I am a sculptor and ceramic artist. Today I'm going to demonstrate slab building in clay. Hello and welcome to this session where I'm going to be demonstrating a hand building in clay technique, which is slab building. And slab building is fantastic for flat surfaces. This mug is built using slabs, but that will be another demonstration. And this vase here again, created with slab building and decorated with an impressing technique where you impress objects into the surface. And here is just a tile, which is a rolled out slab of clay, which has had a doily impressed. And these doilies here were actually my grandmother hand crocheted these, and my mum was trying to palm them off to me and I didn't want them, and then I suddenly thought, oh, actually they'd be great for my classes that I run. And I've got other little doilies as well here, little crocheted doilies, and there's some really fine ones here, but the thicker ones are the best ones. And then if you put certain types of glazes on the clay, like drizzle glazes, they sink into those patterns and create this lovely finish here. So what do we need? An absorbent board, and this is just a piece of 9mm MDF, and having an absorbent surface stops the clay from sticking to it. Then the other thing we're going to need are some batons. These are 6mm thick. Luckily I have a husband who's a carpenter, so I just said, can you do me some 6mm batons? And here they are. Fantastic. Also a palette knife for cutting. Next thing we're going to need is some clay. I'm using today a fine stoneware clay. So I'm going to cut the clay with this. This is called a harp cutter. Can you see there's a very thin wire here, a replaceable wire. And what you do is you rest the bar, which is adjustable. This is all adjustable thickness. You rest this onto the clay with the cutting blade at the thickness that you want. And then you just drag it across the top of the clay like that. Very easy to do. Or you can use wire cheese cutters, but I prefer to use that. And then there I have my slabs that I want to roll out. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you just a simple box with a lid that's going to have decoration on it. But what I want to do is just prepare the slabs to start with. And get the decoration on them, and then I want to leave the slabs to go leather hard, which means leather hard is before it's fully dry, there's still moisture in it, but it's started to just set so that it will hold itself up when I come to hand building with it. If I was to roll this out and try and use it straight away, it would be wobbling all over the place. I do build when they're like that, but it's a lot easier if you allow the slabs just to settle down and get a little bit stiff so that you can hand build with them. Right, so first of all, I'm going to roll out this slab. So I've put my batons either side of the clay, get my rolling pin, and the easiest way to do it is start from the centre of your slab and roll out. It's also a lot easier to stand up while you're doing this so that you're putting your body weight behind it, but I'm sitting down, otherwise I'll get my head chopped off. So I'm just rolling this out, and just like pastry making, you can lift it up, turn it over, lay it back down again, and this will help you to get a nice even slab. There we go. And then what I'm going to do now is gently lift this slab up, and I'm going to lift it up on the rolling pin. If I was to lift this, because this is quite a big slab, if I was lifting it up with my hands, it would pull and distort the clay. And then I'm going to turn my board over, so I've got a nice dry board, a actually I'll lay it back down this way, like that. Just put these on here. There we go, that's nice and flat. Next thing I'm going to do is just go over it with a rubber kidney. This is a rubber kidney because it's made of rubber and it's sort of kidney shaped. But this is great for just compressing the surface of the clay slightly and tidying it up a little bit, because clay always seems to work much better the more compressed it is. There we go. But I'm just doing that very lightly. And I'll just pick it up with that again. There we go. Now, while the clay is still soft, I'm going to do the impressed pattern. And I'm going to use the thick doily for this. And I'll do different patterns just so you can see all the different techniques that you can use. So I'm just going to shove this. Let's do it so it's a bit off centre, because I don't know which bits I'm going to use yet. There we go. And then very lightly I'm going to press it in, because actually I will put my battens back because that will help maintain the thickness of the clay, but it will push the doily into the clay. So I can press as hard as I want, because again my rolling pin is sitting on the batten, so it won't alter the thickness of the clay. There we go. And then I can just peel this off and you get every little bit of detail, all the little knots in the crochet. Fantastic. So there's my first slab. I'm going to roll out a few more and then I'll show you different impressing techniques into that. So I shall put that one over there and do some more. Right, now the decoration that I'm going to put on the long side of this is going to be a different technique. So these little things here are little plaster impressing patterns which you roll along. You can change these. There's a little pin here that you can pull out and change them, and these are great for pattern making. And I'm just going to do some random patterns. Right, now I'm going to leave all these slabs that I've got to go off so that they go leather hard. So I've got two sides, two ends, a lid and a base. And a good way to help them dry out is to stack one on top of the other. Helps to keep them flat as well. I'll put another board on top of that. Now you can leave these overnight. I think I'll just leave them a few hours and see how they are. If you leave them any more than that, you may be at risk of them drying out too much. So if you don't think you're going to come back to them the next morning, lightly cover the whole lot with a plastic bag, just lightly, to allow a little bit of air in. Obviously, depending on how warm it is and how dry it is, it can dry out a lot quicker. There we go. Please see part 2 for how the slabs are assembled into the tea caddy box.